Hi Y3, so this is our first recorded afternoon lesson of January lockdown. So as you probably know, your morning lessons, which are 8:30, 10 and 11, are live lessons, but our afternoon lessons will be on YouTube. What we will have done, you might have got here two different ways. You might have gone through Teams and clicked on the link there and gone to it that way, or you might have just found it on the YouTube page itself. So we'll be going through our learning from last week about our reading about Buddhism, and then I will be setting you work, which you'll be able to find on the Teams app. Okay, so the sign above represents a religion that we are learning about today. Now, can you remember what this symbol represents? We showed you this picture last week when we did our live lesson. Can you remember which symbol this religion represents? Which religion belongs to this symbol? Well done if you said Buddhism. Excellent. So, just a quick recap. So some of you were asking me, where did the religion of Buddhism come from? So we live in the United Kingdom. This is where we live. I'm going to just point a little arrow to it. So we live here in the United Kingdom. We live in England, okay? So the religion of Buddhism came from India, okay? So India is in Southeast Asia. So I'll point to India on the map. So this is India here. And that's where the religion originally came from. That's where the religion came out of. And it has spread across Southeast Asia. So it's gone to places like Bhutan, Burma, and China, Nepal. They are some of the countries that follow the religion of Buddhism. So we talked about this person yesterday. So we have Buddha, okay? Buddha's belief was a human and not a god. This is the main thing that we had last week, okay? So Buddha was the most important Buddhist because they believed he gained enlightenment. That basically means that he became all-knowing and he was like one of the best role models that there could have ever been. And people were taught to become more like Buddha and follow his teachings and follow his actions. And Buddhists believe nothing in the world is perfect, and that Buddha found out why this is. So a lot of Buddhists believe or try to follow in the footsteps of Buddha, of trying to be a good person, trying to be a kind person, trying to be enlightened. They believe that Buddha was a human. He was not a god, okay? He was a human being that reached enlightenment, that he was able to understand why nothing in this world was perfect, and that he managed to follow the right teachings. So, next bit here. So this is what we learned last week and the features of what we would find in a Buddhist temple. So we talked about in a temple, you might see Buddha statues. So they might contain statues, and some of you were very, very impressed that they could be made out of anything, could be made out of stone. And some of you were especially impressed that in some temples, the Buddhas are made out of gold. So you might also find a lectern, and this is where the head monk will give his worshipping, he will give his readings. Now, the monk is basically the head of the temple. So a bit like an imam or a vicar, he is the head of that temple. So he's the main person of that temple. We will also find a courtyard or a meditation area. This is so that Buddhists and monks, the people who follow that religion, can have time to reflect and the time to think about how to become a better person, to become more enlightened. And we have the wheel of life. Now, this is the symbol of Buddhists, okay? This is very similar to what Muslims have in terms of the crescent moon and the star, about Christians having the cross. For Buddhists, they have the wheel of life, okay? and you would see this in most temples in a Buddhist temple. So, moving on. So Buddha is a common type of image most common type of, sorry, let me read that again. The common type of image shows that Buddha in the lotus position, which represents the importance of meditation in his life. Okay, so remember, meditation is when you're not looking at anything, you're closing your eyes, you're trying to clear your mind and think about nothing. Okay, you're trying to clear your mind of all the busy thoughts in your head. The eyes are closed and the soles of his feet are visible, and his hands are rested on his lap. And that's in the Dharma Mudra. Buddha images range from the size of a small statue and are home to giant temple sculptures, and can range from, like we said earlier, from sandstone to gold. You might also find prayer wheels, okay? So these are hollow metal cylinders. So a cylinder that has nothing in them, but they are beautifully embossed. That means the pattern around them has been sculpted in. And inside them, they contain a tightly wound scroll printed with a mantra. Now, we're going to go into that a little bit later about what a mantra is. They are turned during religious activities, and according to Buddhist belief, spinning a prayer wheel is the same as reciting sacred texts aloud. So basically, it's like a way of praying. So when they're doing religious activities, they will be spinning these round, and this will be like a sort of prayer. Okay. So this is our new learning. So Buddhists have three key things that they follow and believe. So let's have a look at them. So we've got the belief in Buddha, that Buddha reached enlightenment. Okay, he managed to find he managed to find all the enlightenment. He became a brilliant and good person. The next one is Dharma, the teaching of Buddha and his ways. So a lot of Buddhists will follow in the teachings of Buddha and try to recreate his life, making sure that they are kind, that they are thoughtful, that they are caring for others. And they will try to make sure that they are following that practice all throughout their life, making sure that they're looking after each other and being kind. And the last one is the Sangha. Okay, so the Sangha is being selfless and helping others. So selfless is when you think of others before you think of yourself. It is an antonym for selfish. So selfish is when you only think of yourself and don't think of others, whereas selfless is when you put others before your own needs. So Buddhists try to think of others before they help themselves. So let's have a quick recap. So 3 key things that Buddhists follow. The belief in Buddha, that he became enlightened, that even though he wasn't a god, he lived a perfect life. They try to follow his teachings of being kind, of helping others. And again, the Sangha, being selfless, helping others, making sure that they're a good person. Brilliant. Oops. So, our learning objective today is, what is self-awareness and what we can learn from it? So first of all, my first question is for you. What do you think self-awareness means? So you've got your sentence starter here. I think self-awareness means. So have a quick pause and think about what the word self-awareness means. Well done if you had a go at that at home. So it's a bit of a hard one, this one. So self-awareness allows you to understand other people and how they perceive you, your attitude, and your responses to them at that moment. If you are self-aware, you are aware of your actions, about what maybe how you are treating others, what you're saying to others, and how you carry yourself in a certain situation. You are aware of what you are doing and your actions. Now, Buddhists try to make sure that they are self-aware in all situations that they can be. That's so that they can make sure that they're leading a perfect life like Buddha, making sure that they're kind, selfless, and trying to be aware of their actions. So, next bit. Monks are often self-aware and think about other people in their lives. So when we were talking about when Buddhists and monks meditate, when they're in the meditation area or the silent area, they meditate and they think when they're meditating about others and how to help others, how to become self-aware, and about how other people lead their lives. Because a lot of Buddhists believe that there are people who are probably much worse off than themselves. So they try to put themselves in their situation, trying to imagine what it might be like for people who are not as well off as they are. Okay, moving on to the next bit. Okay, so many Buddhists will pray for others around them and for people that they have never met before. So they don't pray for themselves, they don't pray for riches or for happiness for themselves, but they pray for others. They want others to be happy before they are happy themselves. And the way that they do this, Buddhists will use brightly coloured flags and write their prayers for others. They might write prayers over and over again, and this is what we call a mantra. Now you can see all these beautiful flags. Let me just try and make this a little bigger. Move that out of the way. If you look really, really closely, you can see, so they've written lots and lots of basically mantras of prayer. And they've written that prayer not for themselves, but for others. So they've written the prayer over and over again. So it might be that they wish people might get better if they're poorly. They might wish for other people to be happy. So, a little quick task for you is, can you think of a good mantra? Can you think of something where you could maybe think about other people? Have a quick pause and think about a mantra that you could think of. Well done. So a mantra could be anything, wishing for people to be happy, wishing people to be healthy, and maybe trying to improve on yourself as well, becoming a selfless person, becoming more aware, becoming a kinder person. So we've done that one. So your mantra can include anything that you want to improve on. Recognize what your improvements need to be. So you might want to improve on being a kind person, being kinder to your family members. It could be what you want to change, okay? Maybe what things that you want to change yourself, maybe become a more patient person so you can help people, okay? And then what that person would do, they would write the prayer out 5 times or as many times as they could. So for example, they might wish for or pray. So I pray that the people in my life are safe and well. And they would write that out as many times as they could. And they would, this time we're going to write it 5 times. And I think that's quite an important one at the moment, especially with everything that's going on. So I pray that people in my life are safe and well, and it will be repeated over and over again. Again, it's not a prayer for themselves, it's a prayer for others. Okay, so this is your task for today, Y3. So remember, this task will be on Teams. So you need to go back onto Teams and click on the assignment that is there. It'll be under RE Monday 18.1.21. So first of all, you have some questions to fill out, okay? So make sure that you will be able to write on this as well. So having a go at these questions. Then you have another task. So you're going to write your own mantra, okay? I have given some examples for you to use, okay? You can magpie them, but remember you are writing as many as you can. I have write down at least 3, but I'm sure many of you can think of your own and think of more than 3. So if you're struggling to do that, you can also email to your class teacher. So that might be at y3willow@australia.org, australiabyronwood.org, or it might be y3birch@australiabyronwood.org. You can find those email addresses on the school website. So again, one last time, go to Teams, go to RE Monday 18.1-21, have a go at the questions, and then have a go at the mantra, writing your own mantra. Okay, so that's it for me today, and I will see you, well, I'll see my class at 8:30 tomorrow, and Mr. Schroeder's class, you'll see him at 8:30 as well tomorrow. That's it for me today, and I'll see you later. Bye.